talk a little bit about what it is you do at the Geological Survey.
Well, for me, it was a big change moving from tromping 10 to 15 kilometers a day, trying to cover a 1 to 100,000 to 1 to 250,000 map sheet a year. And I was trained as an igneous petrologist geochemist and not as an economic geologist. I did some, obviously, in school. So it was new to me, but once you learn how to apply research techniques, then it's just the problems are different. That's all. So I moved here and just started off, to be quite honest with you, I didn't want to tread on any toes. And there were certain areas of the province that were far better understood and had far more work done on them. Bayvert, for instance. I've seen lots of places on Bayvert. I worked there in 1988 with Noranda Exploration, but I did. Um, I hadn't really focused on mineral exploration. So when I came back here, I decided not to tread on toes, and I knew some people working in the industry here. There wasn't many, but Paragon Minerals, Rubicon, David Copeland. I knew David from previously, so I contacted him, and he showed me at the time they were doing a lot of work on the Jacqueline vein system, just south of Badger. So I went in there with Dave, and he sort of showed me the rope, gave me access to all of his core. And, in 2 weeks, I was able to generate a couple of current researches out of that, which are kind of like small BSc theses. You write it up. So, and then I just kind of moved on from there. Tim Froud, Dave Evans, I know those guys because they were in school at the same time I was. And Paul Moore of Buckins Minerals, all those people, we've kept in touch. And so I've gone and looked at some of the ground here and there. The difficult time, Janet, was before now, there were really very few active trenches, very few things to see. So trying to revisit some of the early 90s, like the Keats Zone, I went in there and looked, but, a quartz knob and an overgrown trench and no active drilling. And there's no support. So I stuck with things that had never really been worked on much before, and that's kind of the way I've continued. And at the same time, seeking to further my knowledge of the whole geotectonic setting of the island of Newfoundland and trying to read things, examine what questions are not fully answered or need to be readdressed. So that's how I've been spending my time, basically. That's what my job is, in my eyes at least. Writing reports, yes, and seeing things, but at the same time trying to increase our knowledge and trying to disseminate it to the public as best we can.